Hello, I'm going to give answer to the paper number 3. For the first question, I'm going to talk about the process, the statistic process that we have, and I'm going to make one change. For the statistic process, we find that we are selling different kind of products in the same period. So here we are taking into account a quantity of space that is we have a limit of space, and by the other side we have like a continuous period. So the change that I would do is to make the process an stochastic process, because of with this model we take into account different aspects, as the things that we doesn't know, different changes in the time or the space or the products. For the second question, I'm going to make three changes of the methodological process. So for the first one, I would like to make the change of how they take into account the time and the demand of the products, because of we can see that during the time we have a lot of change of how does the demand is seen by the customers, because of maybe the product is not as good as it was in some parts of the year. For example, the Christmas products in the last part of the year won't have the same demand in the mid of the year. So they would like to have that into account in the model. For the second point, I would like to add to take into account if the products are food, that they have to make the consume is required to be fast, because of the product will finish its process. And the last change is to take into account different costs, as the transport or buying the raw material, because of sometimes by political or other different kind of problems, the products could have a higher cost or a lower cost depending on the situation. So they would like to they would take that into account, because of if the products it will include in the price of the product. Thank you. For the third question, we find the first picture. We find that this picture talk us about the graphics, where we find how does the demand is about the computation of the demand. So here we find that the patrol that it has. I would like to add to this process like something that help it to like an stabilization for like keep the information in the same range and not to have a higher variation. For the fourth point, we find that the policy that the company have is the minimization of the cost of the inventory that they have. A suggestion that I would like to give for this process is to maybe for the policy make some discounts when people make a higher when they buy a lot of product of the same product, so they will have a higher rotation of the inventory, making that the production keeps going faster and helping to this policy that they have. Finally, for the last question, I'm going to give three suggestions that I would give to a company that is interested in apply this model. For the first suggestion, I would like to add that they check that the company and the information, the products and all is valid to apply this kind of model. For the second point, I would like to add the use of an artificial intelligence in order to that the artificial intelligence help them to the process of the information and the use of the models for getting this information about the production and the inventories. And finally, I would like to add to make a sensibility analysis for they are able to like find the information if the cost of the products is increasing or decreasing, if they make new products, they have a new restriction. In order to all of that information, they are like more prepared. Thank you.